Healing and curing an illness are two different things. Many people confuse them and think that healing and curing are the same, but they are not the same. So let me explain and clarify what healing and curing means. I will use my book, How to Heal Using Intuitive Healing, to explain you about these two terms. So healing is releasing underlying fears, energies that cause the illness in the first place. And healing is always internal. It comes from within, and only you can do that. Only you can release underlying fears that cause the illness from within. Nobody can do it for you. A cure means disappearance of symptoms, illnesses, conditions using external sources, such as pills, tablets, procedures, and somebody else does it for you. But a cure doesn't deal with energies, the energies that caused the illness in the first place. Therefore, after taking pills or going for surgery or procedures, the illness comes back. Or illness simply move from one organ to another, or people get complications or secondary illnesses because the energy that caused the illness in the first place is still in the body. So you need to do healing regardless of what options you choose for yourself. If you choose going for surgery or taking tablets, you still need to do healing on yourself. Or maybe you choose just to do healing on yourself. So you still need to do healing regardless of what you choose. Often, but not always, a cure or disappearance of symptoms follow healing. It means people do healing on themselves and symptoms totally disappear. So I have seen many cases like that, and this happens with me personally and lots of my clients, but sometimes it is not so. Sometimes symptoms stay, but healing is still possible. Healing is always possible because it is always possible to release underlying fears from your body. One of the great examples of healing is Nick Vujicic. I have a picture of him in my book. Nick was born like that. Nick was born without limbs. Nevertheless, he became one of the most influential people ever. He became a multi-millionaire on his own right because of what he did. He became a public speaker, author, and motivational trainer. He married, and his wife, one of the most beautiful women ever. You can search him on Google and look at his wife. They have 4 children, naturally conceived. So can you imagine the vulnerability of the person or fears of the person during the time he needs to conceive children or be with another person in intimate situations? But Nick released all the fears associated with his conditions. And most people in his situation end up in nursing home for life, but it's not for Nick. Because he released all the fears from his body, and he is a real proof that the power of human spirit is stronger than physical limitation. This is what healing is all about, that the power of your spirit is always stronger if you release all the fears from your body. And healing is always possible. Look at Nick. Nick is not sick. He is healthier than anybody who has limbs because he released all the fears and energies that caused his illness in the first place. So if you deal with an illness or help someone else heal, you can use Nick as an example and understand that healing is always possible because healing means releasing fears. Even the symptoms stay, healing is still possible, but you will become healthier. But symptoms may start, like in Nick's case. He still doesn't have limbs, but he is not sick. This is what healing is all about, and healing is always possible.